I'm just trying to live up to be the version of me my dogs think I am. Dopey and Izzy, they assume I've got it all together. Meanwhile, I'm Googling, can dogs eat watermelon? And realizing, hey, we're out of food. And I forgot the flea meds. Total chaos. But Chewy had both, delivered fast. Now they're well-fed, itch-free, and still convinced I'm a responsible adult. Chewy makes it super easy to get everything your pets need. Food, treats, meds, even toys. Shipped right to your door in 1 to 2 days. They've got vet visits, pet insurance, and even in-person clinics popping up. Oh, and fleas? Yeah, summer's peak season, even for indoor pets. Chewy's got vet-recommended treatments to help protect Dopey and Izzy or whoever's running your house. And here's my favorite feature, auto ship. It keeps the essentials coming, and if you're running out of food faster this month than last month, just change the date of arrival. They got you covered. No days with no food. Plus, 24/7 customer support. And if something's not right, send it back. No questions asked. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/Dan. That's chewy.com/Dan to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/Dan. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Thunder can have as many as 13 picks over the next 7 drafts. I've got parade correspondent Greg Cody here. He's sunburned.
Ugh.
I can't remember the last time he was this sunburned. You're not exactly bronze, but you're a very dark pink with a lot of makeup over it that makes you look brown.
Well, thank you. I was tomato red yesterday and didn't even realize it until I got home and other son Michael and his new wife came over for dinner. And I opened the door to let them in because Michael keeps losing his key to my house. And they're like gasping at what I look like because I was completely red. If I take off my glasses, I had the raccoon face. And I'm not used to that. I spent 3 or 4 hours in sun that was hotter than a $2 pistol. And I just couldn't. I didn't use sunscreen. I wasn't prepared.
How did you not know, as a lifelong South Floridian, how are you an amateur around the sun? I will tell people that Greg Cody has been known on occasion to vacation in a way that takes him out to Hollywood Beach, where he drinks so many beers that he just falls asleep in the sand and then wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Also
generally.
sunburned.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen my dad put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
Because you've had me and Michael, redheads, that like we go out in the sun. My mom's like, she worries about us. Do you wear sunscreen?
No, and I'm not bragging because people should, but unlike yourself and your brother and your mother have what I would call fair complexion.
Right, thank you for pointing that out.
Redhead complexion.
Well, you're leathery. You're reptilian.
I am. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. I have the skin of a crocodile, and I'm naturally bronze. So I don't consider myself sunburned, but I did in this case.
You're not naturally bronze. You're closer to naturally pink. Not as pink as
I
your.
don't think so. No. Come on. I have a dark complexion. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No. No.
Not darker, bronzer. Naturally bronzer.
Yeah, I think Billy's right on the
like
mark.
the skin of an alligator, some say.
Yeah, right. Reptilian.
Show us your right arm right now. Bad arm week?
Is it a bad arm week?
Yeah.
Well, it's not his fault. He was thrust into the sun.
Oh my God! What is that? What happened to your arm?
It's.
Did you fall down?
No.
It's scarred, is it not?
No, it's not a scar.
Are you trying not to talk into the mic?
It's just a bruise.
He has not done this very long. He still doesn't know how to do it. Do you know, Chris, I left here the other day. I'm not even making this up. I left here the other day laughing sort of at the idea of your dad never knowing that we're doing a show around him. After all of these years, he's so comfortable here that he forgets where the microphone is because he's just fooling around all show.
I mean, you'd think you guys are old pals that you'd just be interested in talking to him about the sun, about his complexion, stuff like that. Like, why does it have to be for content?
Right, we're having a conversation here. You know, microphone.
Yeah. Greg, you got to be careful, though, with the sun. That's what got Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
true.
Greg, it's moronic to live here all your life and never use sunscreen. Your skin is not supposed to be that reptilian.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a sun person. Like, I'm not like my dad used to lay out on a chaise lounge in the backyard.
Wild Bill?
Yeah, and personally get sun, you know, and my brother and I used to, you know, call them nicknames that were inappropriate because they
Yeah, we don't need to go there. It's fine.
revolved around.
What would he call it?
Let's not
American
do that.
Indians,
Let's
Native
oh my God.
When
Oh
I
my
jumped
God.
in mid-sentence to stop
I mean, why?
like,
I mean,
stop!
This is the Dan Levator Show with the Stugotz podcast.
For so many years before the Panthers were relevant, I would love hopping into this time of year, right after basketball, right after getting into the next 2 months of just baseball, and we're going to be fooling around most of the time. That was an anticlimactic final last night, or as anticlimactic as a Game 7 can ever be, because Indiana did everything they had to do to win that series except win it. Like, they got 4 out of the 7 games. They outplayed OKC, made OKC play their way, but they lost one of them, the one where OKC made the 3 threes. And so I don't know whether you guys found that unsatisfying as a championship because Halliburton got hurt, and I so badly wanted to see that young team tested at the end. Show me you're a champion, because every team that's ever had a regular season like they had wins the title easily. Like, loses 3 times in the playoffs max the entire time because they were an overwhelming regular season team and they were there to be taken. You would have had not merely what is already the best Indiana basketball team there has ever been, but you would have had the biggest surprise in the sport's history in a Game 7 on the road. I wanted to see OKC tested that way, and I end up getting disappointed by that final. But before we do all of that, I do want to celebrate with our parade correspondent here, a sunburned Greg Cody. He was out there for hours yesterday. Did any of you guys go? Did anyone go to the parade, or is this old hat for you guys now?
No, I went to the parade. I was sitting right next to Greg.
yes, we were.
Are you parade people? I'm not a real, I don't like being anti-parade, but I'm not a parade
You really
person.
give off parade.
Yeah, I was I was considering it, and then woke up and I was like, it's probably gonna be hot.
Really? Yeah, you
So
think?
I was like, it's far, and it's a bright line situation. Nah, I'll just watch.
I was going to go, and then my daughter woke up and was like, I want to go. And my wife was like, I don't trust you out there for 7 hours with our daughter. So we'll just watch it at home. So I stayed home and watched it.
I don't do events like that. I don't do things that I can't that I'm not in control. Like I don't do parades. I don't tell you. I don't do it.
Well, this team here has already soured on the idea of hiking out to Fort Lauderdale.
You want to be in control of the championship celebration?
No, like if I'm at the parade, I'm stuck. What if I want to leave? What if I want to go home? Oh, that's right, my car's 1,000 miles away. What if I want to walk through this street? Oh, it's blocked off. Okay, great, I got to go 5 blocks north. Like I don't do that kind of stuff.
I don't know what to tell you.
I can see what Zaz means because I lived that yesterday.
You got a hotel just to avoid driving.
Your
down
wife
there.
and I stayed at a beautiful
Not my
unnamed
wife.
hotel.
Not my wife.
That'd be
My wife.
amazing if
Your
his wife
daughter.
and you.
Wow. And you. What's going on there?
What's the big deal? We're sleeping in separate beds. Come on. Okay. But he's right. When I tried to leave, first of all, I'm moving an inch an hour through a throng of 250 million people.
I thought you were talking about something else.
I couldn't take a left to get back to my hotel. They forced me to take a right.
Oh, wow.
And go down to 5th Street.
I'm with you.
We've all been there, huh?
And then make a U-turn and it took me an hour.
This cannot be the way we talk about this.
This is great.
What road did you make a right at? Where were you able to make the right eventually?
Please keep going. This is the.
Wouldn't you rather just be able to do what you want? You couldn't do what you want.
You're a parade correspondent.
If I'm an event manager, I got a lot to say about this celebration yesterday. Okay.
This franchise was garbage for 25
Are
years.
you guys joking? This is what you guys are going to do? I didn't like the traffic. There were too many people.
I just want to do what I want.
I thought it was going to be hot.
It can't be this.
But you didn't go.
I did not go,
Why?
but I'm not sitting here doing what you guys
Because you couldn't do what you want.
Look, had I known the Tricky Triangle at Pocono was going to be delayed 2 hours, I would have been there.
I should have been on a drone flying over the whole thing, observing.
Funny
That's
visual.
what I should have done.
He asked us why we didn't have a parade float. He thought we should have had a float in the parade. I didn't know whether we were asked or not to have a parade float. Were we?
No.
We weren't asked. I asked.
Presumptuous.
Well, no, Greg is asking, and I don't know what the parade was. I haven't seen anything except that it looked lovely being on the beach. And obviously, there aren't very many cities that can do that can win hockey's championship. The state of Florida has cornered it over the last 7 years. It's crazy that we are the hockey capital of the world. It's nuts.
And it is an idyllic setting. It really is.
But not for hockey like that.
No, but the for a championship parade to be a slap shot from the ocean, you have boats out there, you have jet skis, you have people watching the parade from balconies of hotels.
I have a hungover Meadowlark Media. Everybody out there who is a Panthers fan, and they are many, they are just sopped in lighter fluid and Cuervo.
Everyone's just like, oh, can't wait to do nothing this week. What are you doing this week?
Yes.
I'm doing nothing.
They're all on the couch. Everyone at Meadowlark Media is laying on the couch as tired as Kachuk. How is it possible that this thing flogged you guys? Billy abstained.
What do you mean?
You just never got involved.
That's not true. I watched a game or two here. I saw
game or
parade
two?
coverage. I was talking to people that were at the parade. What more do you want from me?
I mean, slightly more than that. It's
Why?
Not fair.
You have
It's
a
not-
room full of people that were big-time Panthers fans, all of which decided not to attend a championship parade because they're so used to winning as Panthers fans.
I have a child.
But then they also want to complain when people are like, Panther fans aren't real fans. They're like, no, we're the best fans. Look at that crowd. I'm not in it, but look at that crowd, how
That is
big it is.
I mean, look, 200,000 for us. 200,000 for us. 8 times what that arena holds. That's a good amount of fans. Like we don't do that for a whole lot of stuff. And Fort Lauderdale doesn't do it for anything.
It felt like this championship resonated more with the market down in Miami-Dade County. More people were watching the games. More people were aware. It certainly seemed like on television anyways that it was a bigger crowd this year. So incremental gains for what is a weird hockey market. And I don't think that we should be embarrassed by it. I really don't. I think we should lean in. Look at the images behind you.
Embarrassed? Why would anybody be embarrassed by that?
The images behind you are jaw-dropping. It's beautiful.
Because people are still trying to come at us.
It's
like somehow saying like yesterday wasn't impressive.
It's 110 degrees out there, and you got half the crowd in hockey sweaters.
Because there's a couple shots where players are walking by, and there's like 2 people deep on the rail. Like a couple isolated shots, but it's just like, it was insane
That's
yesterday.
how parades work. There's congested areas. Right.
Why do you guys care about the numbers?
we want
and
respect.
how many people? Who cares? Why? You have the cup. What do you need respect for?
Well, I think that was where I was going, Billy. I don't care. This is a team that's made 3 consecutive Stanley Cup Finals, and it is what it is. Like the fan base is growing, and if people don't like it, they should try winning.
I just want to do what I want.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I do want to mention the Heat. I don't know. Ellie De La Cruz is in pretty good shape. Just had a heat problem over the weekend while playing. Happened to a Seattle reliever.
Thought we were getting to Durant.
As well.
No, we're not talking about that today.
Oh, no. We'll get
Waiting
there
for
in
the
a
talking
second.
points from old Pat across the street.
I don't want to say MFer. I'm this close to.
All right, let's go there.
This
Take down the parade.
Jovic?
Take down.
Jovic! He's a Hall of Famer. We don't want to include Jovic. I don't even know his first name.
What's the list, Mike? I'll ask you because you probably know better than anyone here. If we were to make a list of all the players the Heat have not given up over the years to get Kevin Durant in their 4 or 5 attempts, what would that team look like?
Are you... Billy, according to reports, it was like pulling teeth to get 28-year-old Haywood Highsmith included in this deal. Haywood Highsmith. He's older than Bam Adebayo. Did you know that? Haywood Highsmith. He's undrafted. What, is he still a project? Haywood Highsmith? What are we doing? This is embarrassing.
So the answer to your question, I don't know how Zaz feels about this.
I'll tell you how I
Look,
feel.
it's a maniacal Mike Monday as brought to you by...
I don't want the graphics. Stop it. Take it out. I don't know how many times that you can keep changing the first word.
Not how it works. I've tried.
No,
You're stuck with it,
I know,
like
I
it or
looked him
not.
dead in his eye. I said, "Hey, I don't like this.
I know.
Take this. Yeah. Who is telling you to keep doing this? I think I'm your boss. Please stop doing this."
Zaslow, the argument, were it to be constructed, is just that you want to have pieces for Giannis, that you're all in on Giannis.
That's not my argument.
You don't get to invoke a bigger star when you fail to get this star.
I mean, I don't know if it's about holding out for Giannis. What I do know is you're on another planet if you think I'm about to sit here and get upset that the Heat didn't give up everything for Kevin Durant. Get out of here.
Oh, you
right?
Heat fans, stop making Jovic everything.
No,
stop
I'm not
doing that.
Look, if you wanted to,
it was there to be had. If you wanted him, you could have had him.
Mike,
First
how
of all-
could they be a 10 seed without those pieces?
Right.
First of all, if I've learned anything over these last few weeks, all these reports out there, no one knows anything.
Whoa.
Everyone's report is one thing,
Barry
and this
knows.
guy's got another thing, and this
Barry
guy
knows.
No one knows
Anthony
anything.
Are you attacking?
Nobody knows
Are you
anything.
attacking Barry Jackson?
And Anthony
What I'm
Chang.
attacking is nobody knows anything. You have direct conflicting reports, okay? But overall, this idea that I'm somehow going to sit here, I didn't want to root for Kevin Durant. If the Heat would have gotten Kevin Durant, great. It'd have been fine to be a better team. They'd still be far away from being a champion. Like, far away from being a championship team. But I'm going to sit here and act upset that Kevin Durant is not coming to my team? Get the hell out of here.
Oh, my God. They got you hook, line, and sinker, brother.
It has nothing to
You
do
fell
about the
for it.
Miami Heat.
And by the way, the initial report was they didn't want to include Highsmith. That was Shams. And then they went into damage
talking about?
control and
There's
started
no
feeding
way
Barry.
that's
No,
true.
Highsmith was in it. Highsmith was in it. It was Jovic, the person. Like that's that much better.
There's no
How
way
many
a
times?
reasonable person believes they wouldn't put Haywood Highsmith in a deal for Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. You gotta
I'm
use
sorry.
your head.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, let me tell you something. Every time that the Heat come out against Shams this year, Shams ends up winning that. So if Shams says the Haywood Highsmith thing,
Every time it's one time. Jimmy Butler, every time.
he's the most reputable news guy there. And then the local beat reporter gives you the Heat spin portion of it. Look, they have failed at least 3 times.
4 times.
On trying to get Kevin Durant via trade. So this is what Pat Riley does, right? He's always been reputed as a guy that I will stockpile the draft picks and I will get the guy. He doesn't get the guy.
Let me ask you something. If the Heat would, let's say they wouldn't include Jovic, okay, and that's why the deal didn't happen, which is nonsense because what they got from Houston is better anyway. But let's say that they did include Jovic and the Heat acquire Kevin Durant. Where does that put the Heat? Where's that put him? Where's that put him? Where's that put him?
More interesting.
They're definitely more
Cares
interesting.
about more interesting.
I think they're better.
Cares.
You don't think they're better?
Of course they're better, but what does that mean?
Oh,
they're like the 6th best team in the East? Who the
don't-
hell cares? Where's that put them?
What is this argument?
I don't know.
Where's it
I
put
don't know. Better.
Where's that put them?
Better.
It makes them
the
better,
whole
which you
idea of a
admit. So
trade.
I don't. We'd like the team to get better.
Great, they'd be 1 seed better. Oh my God, it's so worth it. Great, it's worth it.
So keep all of the assets so they're
sorry.
one
Be
seed
Be 7th
worse?
instead of 8th. Great.
Right. I don't know.
What?
We're gonna keep
Yeah,
holding
be
on
7th
to
instead of 8th.
Hopkins.
Okay, but maybe something else comes up that's more worth it.
Oh,
Who the
please.
hell needs to be 7th in the
How
Eastern
many
Conference?
of these are going to
Who
come and go?
cares?
How many of
that's
these are going to
10th?
come and go before you stop baking that into your plan for the
Oh,
upcoming
there
season?
was a play-in. They made the 8.
All right. And incidentally, that play-in ended up, I can't believe I'm saying this, happy to announce that Zaslow had a contract clause in our CEO's leaving that got past people.
That's right.
And now, because the Panthers won the championship, he's got bonus contract time with our show.
Kind of like Anthony Carter, but the reverse, you know?
Yeah, so now we're stuck with him for a while, and he's more Heat homer than the rest of our Heat homers. I want to stop all of you, okay? Please stop doing this to an all-time great just because he played during LeBron's time. Yes, Kevin Durant is 37 years old, but he's coming off 3 straight seasons because that jumper is as pure a thing as there's ever been, and he'll be able to make it till he's 50. He's coming off of 3 straight seasons, over 50% from the field, over 40% from 3. Nobody's done that. And I understand you could criticize it all you want. Legitimate star, legitimate economy, and just because he's the 2nd or 3rd best player of this era doesn't mean that any team wouldn't be happy to have him. And incidentally, the team that had him last night might have won the championship because Indiana just needed a veteran. They just needed somebody to give them something at the end of that basketball game to change the balance of power in that league, because OKC is now architecturally in a better position than everyone else. But this is 4 straight failures on Kevin Durant, who wanted to be here. There any number of times Kevin Durant wanted to be here. The time that the Heat was closest, I've told the story before, it's when he went to Golden State because they said, we'll make the game easier for you here. You'll play. They're asking you to do too much at OKC with Westbrook and with Harden. They're asking you to do too many things, and we can open up the floor for you. And he took that and went to Golden State. That's the closest they ever came. They never thought they were going to have the picks to get into this, because the Kevin Durant conversation goes back with the Heat a couple of months, and picks is what he ended up going for, and Houston didn't even have to give up. Like, that's a better offer than what the Heat had, but Houston didn't have to give up its prime stuff in order to get him, not its top future.
The closest I think they came, you have your reporting, Kevin Durant thought he was coming here when the Nets dealt him to Phoenix. Ishbia made an owner-to-owner phone call and outdid Miami's deal. He just strolled into the league and took Pat Riley's lunch money, and he got the player. Now, retrospect, bad deal, because they made a series of other bad deals around the team, and now here they are trading Kevin Durant. And the hardest thing to do is get the cooperation from the superstar. Have the superstar ask out and ask for Miami. And why I think it's foolish to bake into your plans like, we're going to get Giannis because he's playing ball. He wants out, and he's listed Miami. The last couple of times the players have wanted out and they've listed Miami. Kevin Durant has listed Miami 3 times and Pat Riley has failed. Stop making this your business model. It is not sustainable.
So if I were to ask you, and I would have liked to have Kevin Durant in a Heat uniform as well, he would have been their best scorer. I would have loved to see the punctuation of his career, an all-time great by any measure. Again, please do not disrespect what this person still is as a basketball player.
I think we're disrespecting Pat Riley, not Kevin Durant, honestly.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking
What
about.
do you mean?
Pat Riley can't get the stars anymore.
That's what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He can't get the stars,
can't get
or
the
he
stars.
can?
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, exactly.
This is going to end very sad for Pat Riley, right?
Not if he gets Giannis.
No, well, he's not. So, like, it seems
Okay.
very apparent this is just going to end, like, however it ends for him, as just, like, a play-in team for all of eternity.
I would ask you this because the last time it felt like this around here is when the natives got restless, because the last 15 years have been a real pleasure. I can't even imagine what it is to be a Patriots fan right now, where you're like, look at what we had compared to what we now have. The standard is such that it looks sad now. It looked plenty sad when it was Deion Waiters and Hassan Whiteside. And since then, in the last 8 years, there have been a lot of swings and misses outside of Jimmy Butler. In fact, they used to just be a team that didn't trust young players or develop young players. Like, that's something that came about in Pat Riley's 70s. It was always Dan Marley out there in his late 30s, because they just didn't trust these players that they now refuse to give away, right? Because Khalil Ware, I think Heat fans would tell you, I'd hesitate there if all I'm getting is a year of Durant, or I'm getting 2 years of Durant, just because you can tell that at 20 years old, he has a chance to develop into something that is obviously going to grow and is physically overwhelming. But he has failed to get the acquisitions outside of Jimmy Butler that Jimmy Butler needed to take the next step here. That's not up for argument.
Forget getting the guys that are better than Jimmy. He's failed to get the guys that you can round out a roster with and make you better than the 10 seed. They're talking about DeMar DeRozan now. DeMar DeRozan was in play for Miami, and he listed Miami last year. You know what he did last year? Chose Sacramento. That was DeMar DeRozan. You have guys like Siakam and OG Anunoby making big-time contributions to their team in deeper runs. These are guys that could have helped Miami. It's not just the big guys that Miami is failing at. They're failing at everybody.
But let me ask you this question, though, because I really do want to ask it, because, of course, they lose today. There's no questioning that. They are a source of mockery. The Heat missed again on Durant. But I'm asking you legitimate. Like, in terms of what you go into your offseason with, and you're going to be in play for all 5 of the guys that may or may not be available. You've already heard from their people. All of that stuff is in play with 5 guys. If I say that the priority from the beginning of the offseason is Giannis and protecting all of the pieces that get you Giannis, I understand why you would doubt that they could do that. But if that succeeds, then all of this becomes moot, does it not?
Correct.
Does it not immediately become moot if a month from now, and I'm not saying you're not right today. You're obviously right today. They swung and missed again on Durant.
Better get a start on that. If a month from now, the entire free agency class is rounded out. You're going to get Giannis. You're going to give up most of your roster and all the picks to get Giannis. What are you going to surround him with? You've run out of time.
That's the thing. You need things around. He's been bounced in the first round a couple of years already.
That's why the timing was crucial to get Durant done now. Like acquiring Durant doesn't completely take you out of the Giannis thing either.
But Mike, Wiggins and Rozier. You send those contracts away like that. You're dumping something on the Suns if you're sending Rozier and Wiggins with your picks and you don't have enough picks.
They were all cool with that apparently, and it came between Ware and Jovic and not wanting to include them, and that's the pro Heat spin after the fact when the initial reports are we didn't even want to invoke Haywood Highsmith in the deal.
Do you think the Heat believe that they failed in not getting Kevin Durant? And the reason that I ask it like that is because based on this conversation we're having, like the Heat could have had him if they wanted, include this guy, which I don't know to be true or not, but include this guy and you could have Kevin Durant, and the Heat decided,
but what if
no, we don't want to.
What if that's the guy you already know brings you Giannis? What if you know that you know that it's not going to just be Duncan Robinson? Like, where's the piece? It's not even Jaquez anymore. It's not Jovic either.
That's why I'm asking. Do they believe they failed?
If the Heat have an asset, it's Ware.
Right. That's who they wanted for Durant. And the Heat lowballed the whole offer. The Heat did not give a credible offer to get Durant.
The microphone goes in front of your face.
It was in front of my face.
I just don't understand.
You moved it away from me.
Well, I guess I do understand why Heat fans keep thinking that it's their birthright to be involved in these conversations with the superstar. And naturally, if the superstar says he's interested in Miami, like it's been alluded to, like he's been cryptic, like other people have reported that Miami is certainly in this mix, but here's what's happening with Pat Riley right now is he has a very proud reputation of being the guy that closes the deals. He is the deal maker. He is this great architect of championship teams. And lately, he has failed repeatedly. And if you want to pivot and say he chose to fail this time, cool. He's been a finalist for a certain Hall of Famer at least 4 times that we know of. And he's never been able to secure this guy, even as the asking price continues to go down, even as Kevin Durant continues to still be a real good pro, as someone that you even admitted, Zaz, would make this team better. And I think you can absolutely say that it's a failure. If they were a finalist and they didn't get the prize, they failed.
So you're saying, though, just to be clear, I want to make it clear, if it can be this clear, if I give Ware to the Suns and get Durant, I'm out on Giannis. You're good with that.
How many times are we going to say this?
I'm just asking the question.
How many deals did we pass up that could have made us better because we were going to get Lillard or we're going to get Durant? No, get better, and you still have some powder to try to get Giannis. You still have draft picks. There was only 1 draft pick in that deal. It's just the Giannis thing needs to happen. It's not going to be one of those things that happens a month from now.
Sometimes a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, Dan.
Yep. That's a good contribution. Billy, hold on just a second.
Applause? Oh.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for adding nothing.
Okay. Adding nothing is what Pat Riley did yesterday. Where's he?
Hey guys, it's Jeremy, and I'm spending the early parts of this summer trying to go on a health kick. I want to feel like I'm being the healthiest to my body inside and out, and I want to do that in an easy way, because I'm busy, you're busy, we're all busy. It's that time of the year where even though things are lightening up for kids getting out of school, we all still have work to do. Let's make this our best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. You just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. And they've got 45 weekly menu options, so you're never going to get bored. You're always going to enjoy it. And for me, these meals have really helped sustain me when I'm looking for something healthy, when I'm running between here at the Batard show and the Marlins games and stuff we've had to do with the Heat. I'm constantly just running between events, and being able to just stick this meal in the microwave and enjoy it, that's tasty. There's really good chicken options and shrimp options. There's red meat. There's really everything that you could be looking for. So go ahead and get started at factormeals.com/Dan50off and use code Dan50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Dan50off at factormeals.com/Dan50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is sponsored by BetterHelp. Yo, Tony here, and I want to talk about something we don't talk about enough, and that's men's mental health. Look, being a guy can feel like a full-time performance. You're supposed to provide, protect, show no weakness, keep it all together. But here's the thing. Keeping it all together doesn't mean keeping it all inside. Every year, 6 million men in the U.S. deal with depression. A lot of it goes undiagnosed because we don't want to admit we're struggling. But real strength, that comes from being honest with yourself and asking for help when you need it. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or a therapist, just talk to somebody. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. They've got over 35,000 therapists and have helped more than 5 million people worldwide. It's online, it's convenient, and you can switch therapists at any time. It's therapy that fits into your actual life. Like, you could be talking to somebody before Sunday kickoff. You could talk to somebody before the NBA Finals. Anything. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/DLB. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DLB.
Dan Le Batard.
This guy comes in as the next Wayne Gretzky. His nicknames include the Chosen One and McJesus. Okay? He's a great player. He scores a lot of goals. He scores a ton of assists, but it hasn't translated to making Edmonton a powerhouse in the league.
They're in the final.
Stugotz.
What's your nickname for him?
McOverrated.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I'd like to play some sound that I want to get off the ground here as South Florida echoes and quakes from being a two-time champion. Let's see if Barkey can get off a chant on Bobrovsky. Let's see if we can love Bobrovsky in a way that echoes from sea to shining sea.
Bobby. 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 Thank you.
It's pretty close to Freddie Mercury at Live Aid, no?
Oh, sad
Similar?
Now, keep in mind, this is the second year in a row that he's tried this.
Yes.
He's like, let's do this again. I did it last year.
Bobby.
Roy, can you do me a favor, please, and just get Charles Barkley trying to say Bobrovsky? Because Charles Barkley showed up in Sunrise for Game 6. It is now it's an annual tradition. Charles Barkley flies down to see the South Florida team.
Loves hockey.
Crowned.
Yeah, but he's picked Edmonton both years. Like, if you listen to him interviewed, it seems like he's been rooting for Edmonton both years.
Regardless, he doesn't know how to say the name of the fifth best Panther. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Sergei Bobrovsky.
He's a good player.
It's not that tough to say.
Bobby.
Why didn't that chant just echo among 200,000 people? Why is the world making fun of our parade?
Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll bet he's hilarious in Finland.
Thank you.
I saw something where they were saying Panther, like all the Panther players, who's the funniest guy? Barkov. Apparently he's great with the one-liners.
Yeah, I'll bet he is so funny in his home country.
Thank you.
You think Barkov does like a comedy tour in Finland?
I'll bet he could just show up and do a set.
I mean, he's hugely popular there. But this,
Thank you.
This as the hood ornament on South Florida rules all of hockey. Listen to us roar. You were feeling good about yourself, Roy. You were feeling good. You were playing that music, and then what happened?
I had the alt button, and
you are hungover, Roy. And
I'm dry.
I know, but you're hungover.
Bobby.
Thank you.
You're hungover from hockey.
Thank you.
You're spent from what it's been to be a Panther fan for the last 2 years.
Thank you.
Let's get some footage here, please, because the Panthers have made it over to 11. Mike Ryan was there, polluted. That's going to be a different celebration than the Elbow Room. The Elbow Room is all concrete, all asphalt.
All humid.
But somehow humid, though, like the concrete sweats, because the Elbow Room just has just Frankie Avalon spring break decay. This is your wheelhouse right here. You know what I'm talking about, though. This area of the country made spring break famous, I think, for America, right across from the Elbow Room. But when it comes to Miami, when the guys come over and party over here at 11, they're a lot looser. Didn't several contract extensions get signed the last time that they partied at 11, where they're just sort of they're doing contract negotiations in public by saying, yeah, I want to come back. Of course I want to come back. Look at this great party here.
It seems as though we got an 8-year extension done right there next to the pool.
Well, I reported the Bennett one.
Yeah, that's true.
Do we have some video of Marchand being hungover? Do we have Panthers are beaten up, right? They have not stopped partying, correct, Greg? What was yesterday like for you as somebody who spent hours getting sunburned over there?
The whole team spent the entire week drunk, okay? And that's why the F-bombs were flying on the stage, from the stage. It was, not to get sour, but it was a little bit of an off-key note, I thought, because you have a million kids.
Oh, stop.
No.
He did this last year.
No, I'm being serious. 4 or
I'm not freaking leaving. Should have said that.
4 or 5 players were shouting F-bombs, and I just didn't think, I thought it was the alcohol talking.
I appreciate this perspective.
Yeah.
It's nicer. There are people bringing families there, so I'm glad that you're speaking for them.
Greg was at a hotel with his daughter-in-law, and she had to hear it.
Me and my 7-year-old were high-fiving when those curse words were happening.
Fine. Okay.
So we have sound here.
You're your own parent.
So they went to 11 on Thursday night, and Friday morning, Sam Reinhart and Marchand had paid appearances. And it was just, they did this last year, where they're cashing in on the championship.
Oh, and they're just broken? They haven't slept for 3 days?
It is hilarious. So first we're going to play a quick clip of Reinhart. We have
one box combo coming up. One lemonade. You want to make it an Arnie Palmy?
He's just hung the bleep over.
No, but I mean, you cannot be near Friars in South Florida grilling up fries and chicken tenders. That can't be what you're doing with your afternoon if you've been drinking for 3 days.
One box combo coming up. One lemonade. You want to make it an Arnie Palmy?
And then Marshy.
Is that Rhino?
Yeah, that's Reinhardt.
What? You want to make an Arnie Palmy? What? Is that what he's saying at the end? You want to make an Arnie Palmy?
He's broken. He's physically broken.
One box combo coming up. One lemonade. You want to make it an Arnie Palmy?
I'm sorry. It's not Sam Reinhart.
You want to make that an Arnie Palmy?
And then we have Marchand, who was at Dairy Queen, and
my son was at the Dairy Queen with Marchand.
The Blizzards. He was just giving away Blizzards.
And he was interviewed, and he sounds rough.
Yeah, we were just kind of sitting at dinner and kind of reminiscing on how we all got to this point. All those moments, all those teams making bad decisions to get rid of guys, and our team making incredible decisions to bring them all in. It all played a part in us winning the cup, so it just kind of came together last night. We were joking about it. And
oh, my God.
The media has seized on their celebration a little bit. It's going over a little classless, be it the Bleep McDavid chants or Brad Marchand running up the score seemingly on IG. He put a selfie photo out from that Dairy Queen with an Oilers sticker that made the logo say losers instead. People are kind of annoyed by how much they're rubbing it in.
Let's examine for just a moment here what has just been done, because the culture of this sport is super interesting, where, it's a very conservative sport in terms of behavior, handshake line, respect the handshake. There's honor and nobility in defeating your opponent and then having grace afterward. As hockey prides itself on sort of, we'll fight you over sportsmanship. And the Panthers are a new kind of team, and you don't like them and they don't care. And twice now, they've They've known that you don't like them. They don't care that you don't like them. They continue to play that way. And Carolina's coach, as he goes down in flames, is yelling, "Stop retaliating, guys." And Marchand is coming to the bench pointing at his head because this team believes that they are tougher and badder than everyone. They just took out McDavid, and they're not showing him respect the way the Tkachuk family normally would. Like, if you represent the Tkachuks, even if you're, around the net, you're a little dirty around the net. This is not grace for a family called the Tkachuks. Like, this is not handling this trophy with care. This is partying like young people.
I mean, I think that they heard your message at the parade. Sam Bennett addressed the way they play, the way they've celebrated. Sam Bennett addressed this.
A lot of people they don't like the way we play. They don't like, they call us dirty. They call us nasty. They call us bullies. So no, I would like to take this time to apologize to absolutely no one. We're the double champs. We do what the we want.
Yeah, that's not.
Let's go.
Yes.
I love the dismount there. He
That's
had
what
nothing
I'm talking
else.
about.
Let's go.
Greg shaking his head.
Let's go.
Asking for frickin'
That's what
instead.
I'm talking about.
Look, it was overboard with the language. I don't care. I'm not being a prude
Shut
in
up.
saying that. I've heard plenty of other people say that, okay? People who were there with kids. But I will say this, and I like this about the Panthers. They are a different animal for this sport. And it's not only celebrating the way they're doing right now, but it's being very open about saying three-peat. We're going to win again. This is Tkachuk himself used the word dynasty. They're open about that. They embrace that, the idea that they want to be the first.
But please understand, though, that in South Florida, there have only been a couple of things like this ever.
3.
I wouldn't say 3, because those Dolphin teams that you're talking about weren't hated by the country or weren't rooted against by the country or weren't unlikable teams. And the 72 Dolphins threw 7 times in the Super Bowl.
I thought you meant dynasty. I didn't think you meant likability.
No, I'm talking about a team that could create a fan base that is centered around other people don't like us. We don't care.
Yeah. There have been 2 previous.
Okay, there's only been 2. It's been a segment of University of Miami football, and it's kind of been the LeBron Wade Bosch Heat, but they pretended not to care and kind of did care. The fan base didn't care around them, but those players actually cared. These players are doing something that's different for hockey. They're bringing the beach to hockey. They're proud of the region they're representing, and they're doing so by the elbow room purposefully. Like they're aware of what it is that they're celebrating, and they're in your face. And we have not had that but twice down here ever.
2 things. I think that is totally in line for a Tkachuk. He's the only Tkachuk to lift the cup, and he's shown you, like, that's how we're going to get down here.
His dad was at elbow room with him.
And also, I'm done going at Greg for the make overrated stuff. It's not like the Florida Panthers gave way more bulletin board material for Connor McDavid last year after this celebration, certainly this year, be it chanting Connor who, bleep McDavid. He's not necessarily living in their heads because they erased him, but it's almost as if they talk about Connor McDavid even more than the Oilers. Going up against the best player of his generation and to shut him down the way that they did, they're not afraid of motivating him some more. They'll take it right to them. They're having a blast, and they know the fact that they went up against McDavid only cements their legacy more.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. McDavid is McOverrated against no one except the Panthers. Okay, they are the ones who are causing him not to dominate, to barely be there in the final. They erased him in the final. That's why they had that parade yesterday.
McKryptonite.
A lot of people are looking at Greg Cody and saying that he looks like Boppy today, that you are so brown from yesterday's sunburn. But before we get to Greg Cody's face, Roy, can you just play the previous sound that we just played that had the trailing "Let's Go," because it reminded me of something.
Let's go!
Jeremy had something like that where he was trying to be enthusiastic at a Heat game and no one rallied around him.
Let's go!
Bennett's just so much cooler than Jeremy. So
Let's go!
Those are similar things, but just Bennett is cooler.
Let's go!
Wow, but Bennett's helped by just giant ambient crowd noise, and Jeremy's doing it a cappella.
Let's go!
I mean, he's not exactly clearing a high bar here.
Let's go!
Whoa! Benny, you cleared the Taché bar of coolness.
Let's go!
Now combine them, though. This is the sound of Panthers hockey. I want to combine the "Let's go" with the with Barkey trying to get a Bobby chant off because
Let's go!
Yeah,
Bobby.
Dude is definitely hilarious in Finland.
Bobby.
Thank you.
I think it went better this year. It definitely got more people.
He led with it. He closed with it last year. This year, he's like, I'm going to open with it. You guys loved it last year.
Goes right into material.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a callback. He's like, and part of the crowd was like, no, he's trying to trick us again. You hear like some of the crowd go, Bobby, Bobby. But most of them were like, you're not fooling us this year.
Bobby.
Bobby.
I feel so close to him. Like he's trying so hard to connect, to climb over
Coca-Cola.
Bobby. Thank you.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Now, if you've been listening to the show a lot lately, you've heard so much playoff talk. Playoff hoops. Down here in South Florida, we're especially enamored with playoff hockey. It's not just limited to the playoffs. Motorsports, tennis, golf. It's truly one of the best times in the sporting calendar. And with the weather outside warming up, it's just perfect to hop in a pool, maybe grill up some food, but most certainly crack open some Miller Lights. I just described a pretty perfect day, didn't I? And it culminates with Miller time. There's something about a perfect grilling day. The sun's out, friends show up, and that first sip of Miller Lite just hits different. I've been stocking up the cooler with it for years. This year, Miller Lite turns 50. That is 5 decades of cookouts, laughs, and ice-cold moments that never miss. And if you've listened to the show for its 20-year existence, you know this to be true. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.